Hello, I am so glad you can join me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Guys, today I am making a breakfast treat for you, something that you can have for breakfast, and it is delicious. I recently made some tortillas and I told you that I was going to make you some quesadillas with my tortillas. So today is the day. Today's your lucky day. You get to see me making quesadillas, okay? So over here I have my tortillas that I made here. We're going to be using those. We're making breakfast sandwich. So I'm using some eggs. I have some onions, some peppers, some tomatoes, some cheese, and some ham. Now, of course, when you're making quesadillas, you don't necessarily have to use that. I'm using ham. You can just use plain eggs. You don't have to use eggs. You can just use the ham. You can use turkey. You can use any kind of meat that you desire. So you don't have to do it exactly the way I do it, but this is just giving you an idea how to do it. You can make these for sandwiches or you can make them for breakfast in the morning, okay? So let's go over to the stove. So I would tell you, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna saute some onion and some peppers and some tomatoes and so on before I get started. So let me go and do that first. I'm gonna start by putting a little butter in my pan and give that a few minutes to heat up. Okay guys, so my butter is melted. So in here I have some onion, and my husband, I had asked my husband to cut these up for me. He added some more stuff to it. So this is onion in here, and that is spinach that he cut up small. So I'm gonna saute this for a couple minutes. I'm gonna add a little peppers, a little green peppers to it. So there's a lot of green stuff going on here. And I'm just gonna let this saute for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna add some tomatoes and a little black pepper and salt to it. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little tomatoes. And just continue to saute this for a few minutes. As I said, you can add anything that you want. You don't have to add the exact same thing, but you just get the idea of how to make it, okay guys? I'm gonna season this up a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little black pepper to it. Is it coming out? Yeah, a little black pepper, a little garlic powder. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt to season it up a little bit, just to give it a little bit of flavor. And this is done. So I'm gonna take this off the stove. See, 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna set this aside for a few minutes. All right guys, now our onions and so on is finished. We set those aside. So the next thing I'm gonna do is beat some eggs. So over here I have some eggs here. I'm going to break 3 eggs in this bowl. I'm making this for my Charlie, and he likes 3 eggs, so I'm gonna give him 3 eggs. Now I broke my 3 eggs in here. I'm gonna beat this up because we're making an omelette, okay? So I have my eggs. This is how I make my eggs, guys. I put a little bit of milk, just a little bit of milk to my eggs. I'm gonna put a little bit of black pepper, and I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. I'm putting a little bit of salt, just like a pinch of salt to that. And I'm gonna beat this up. I always put a little bit of milk. Milk make the eggs to me a little moist instead of dry out. I don't like my eggs dried out, so I always put just a little dip of milk or a little dip of water, but I tend to use milk. Let's go over to the stove and make ourselves an omelette. Okay, so now I have another pan here. You need 2 pans at least, guys. And put some butter in there to make our omelette. So I'm gonna let that melt for a few minutes. So we're making our omelette. So pour your eggs in there for your omelette. Now I have some friends that don't like eggs, so you remember, if you don't like eggs, you can skip this part, okay? You don't have to do the eggs, but if you like eggs, go ahead and do this part, okay? So while you have your omelette here, guys, sometimes you know you still have that liquid in the bottom. You can kind of go around to the sides like that, so that the liquid can kind of, the eggs can kind of pull to the side right there, so it will continue cooking and you don't have all that egg in the center. Okay, so you can keep going around and keep doing that, so that this is how you make an omelette. But we're making quesadillas. Okay, let me just get a little more of that liquid off the top, you know. And that's pretty much it right there. And then the next thing I am going to do, let me put this right here, is take some of your peppers and onions and so on. If you do that and just sprinkle it, just take some of it and just sprinkle it all over like that. Make sure it goes all over. Put some more on there. And just sprinkle it on there, okay guys? Then the next thing I'm gonna do is I have some cheese. I have some cheese here that I grated. I'm gonna sprinkle some cheese. Yummy, yummy, yummy cheese on top. And then I have some slices of ham. This is honey ham. I'll put some ham on top of that. And then after that, I'm gonna take my tortilla and just put it on top of it like that, okay? Just put the tortilla on top of it like that. And then, pan might be a little bit small, but that's okay, we can do it. And then I'm gonna go on to here, take my egg. Now I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it now. And you flip it like that. You see my egg got a little bit brown right there, but that's okay. Maybe next time just put your stove a little bit lower. Okay, and that is that. I'm gonna put some more cheese on top of that because we like cheese. But if you don't like cheese, you don't have to. You can put any kind of cheese. This is sharp cheddar cheese. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this right here and I'm gonna flip it like that. I'm gonna flip it. And then I'm just gonna leave it in the pan and I'm gonna brown it on one side and then brown it on the other side. Okay? So if you make your tortillas and you don't make them very, you don't cook them all the way when you're doing, then this way you get to finish cooking it, okay? So I'm gonna leave that in there for a few minutes. Okay guys, so then when you brown it on one side, you're gonna flip it onto the other side and brown the other side as well, okay? So you can brown it and brown it on the other side. Okay guys, so now it is all done. It's brown on the other side. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put it in there. And this, guys, is your quesadilla. This is your quesadilla now, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it. So we're gonna cut it like this. Oh, look at that. That looks so good. And this, guys, is how you make quesadilla. You can make that for breakfast in the morning. You can make it for lunch. Or if you're just in the mood for it for dinner, you can make it for dinner. You can make it however you want. You can put whatever you want inside of it, okay? This is just something different that you can make. Okay, if you don't want to make the tortillas, you can just buy them from the supermarket. Walmart all over sells them. You can buy them from anywhere you want to. Make it easy, make life easy for yourself, because I know a lot of us, we work, we're tired when we get home, we don't have time to make all that stuff. So you can just buy those and just, you know, make yourself a quesadilla. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna taste this, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it tastes like. So guys, I always have the best part because I get to taste the food. Now this quesadilla that I made is for Charles, okay? But he doesn't mind if I taste it. So I'm gonna taste it for you and I'll tell you what it tastes like, okay? So let's go ahead. See, it's nice and cheesy, all that nice cheese. I mean, you don't have to let it get as brown as I did. You can make yours, you know, a little bit less, you know, not as brown if you like. It's up to you. But let me go ahead and taste this nice, yummy looking thing. I made it for Charles, but I gotta make another one for Charles because this is good. It is good. It's nice. The cheese is nice. Cheese give it that nice flavor. You can add whatever you want to yours and make it your own. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I had fun making this, and I hope you have fun making some for your family as well. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. If you've watched the video this far, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, okay? I had fun and I hope you have fun. Until next time, bye-bye.